Hi, welcome back to the farm. My name's Roz, also known as Passion Flower, and you'll find me here each week talking about my farming and creative life. Well, the lockdown's not over yet. It's been extended by a week and hopefully no more than that, although it kind of feels like it might go for a little bit longer just to get those numbers down a little bit more. So we've all just gotten back into regular lockdown routine, working from home, trying to make dinner time a bit more special, keeping out of each other's way during the day, and then coming back sort of as you would if you'd gone out for the day and come back at the end of the day to share what you've been doing. I have enjoyed the quiet of the mornings, a lot less traffic, so much more bird noise. And even the other morning, I was getting my coffee in the kitchen, and there was an owl sitting on a fence post right outside the window. I didn't have my phone with me, so I didn't get a photo, but it was just one of those things where I sort of did a double take because I just hadn't seen that before. We've also had the kangaroos coming much closer. They're grazing in the dam paddock. They normally stick to the other side of the creek and up in the bush, but I think because there's a lot less cars and it's quiet, they are just venturing out a little bit further. So I spent most of this week dyeing yarn, which I'll talk about shortly, instead of farming, because again, it's been a cold and wet week. Something I did away from the farm, which sounds a bit strange during lockdown, but it was one of the 5 reasons that you can leave your house, was to get vaccinated. And I know that's a very polarizing topic. There's a lot of discussion about which vaccination, if you should get vaccinated at all. And I do think it is a personal choice. So everyone has the right to look at all of the options and make their own decision about whether or not it is something that is right for them. But I decided that it was the right thing for me, booked in and went into the Royal Exhibition buildings because there is nothing close by here where we can get vaccinated. It's all in the city or on the other side of the city. So went in there. I've never been inside the Royal Exhibition buildings before. So that was actually a really good experience. They had like paintings on the roof and it's a really beautiful old building. And the system and everything worked really well. The nurses were lovely. It was really smooth, and we were in and out reasonably quickly. And the needle didn't even hurt. My arm did get a little bit sore, and I was sort of overall a little bit tired and achy. Partly, I think, because I didn't sleep that well because I kept rolling over and hurting my arm. But after that, it's been fine. A couple more weeks before my second vaccination, and then I will be all covered. As I said, my focus this week has been on dyeing yarn. Being home for all day and wanting to sort of spend time working and keeping busy, it's been a good opportunity to get back into the dye pots again. So I spent one afternoon winding cones into skeins. That takes quite a while. Most of my yarn now comes in skeins, and this particular base now does as well. I've just done another order and it is now coming in skeins. So it makes that bit of the process much quicker. Don't have to go through and wind it off into 100-gram skeins before you even start. It does give you some flexibility. You can wind off into other amounts if you like, but standard I always do 100 grams. And for my mini skeins, I always wind the 100-gram skeins and then break them down after I've dyed them so the colorways look the same. So um, it just ends up adding another step to the process. So I did that first, then soaked them overnight, and then started dyeing the next day. I am updating all of my flower colorways, getting ready for spring, getting them all dyed up on garden variety sock, and there will be full skeins, and then I'll also break them down into mini skeins that will be sold separately and also sold as the bunch of flowers mini skein sets where you can choose your favorite 5 flowers and make your own little custom set. So here are the colors I've been working on this week. First one is dandelion. It is pops of yellow with green and white. Then nasturtium, so bright orange with red in it as well. see the red, orange there. This one is fuchsia. So it's pinks and purples, almost red in places, like that. Dusty rose, so a tonal pink. It's a little bit darker on the screen than it is in real life, but it's a really pretty pink. And this one is lavender fields. And I actually tried something a little bit different with this one than I've done previously. Normally the purple is a much more blue, dark purple, but I tried something and made it a little bit more pink purple. And I really do like how this one has turned out. So this will probably be the new recipe for lavender fields. So I have those done. I need to update some of the others. I need to do some more wildflowers and some more pansy, break some of these down into mini skeins. So next week, hopefully I'll be able to show you the full set of colors all together with all of the little mini skeins and how they look as a big bunch of flowers. And yeah, it's been a fun process to put all of these together on the same base of yarn and have them as a complete series. I'm always inspired by nature and by flowers, so I'm sure I will continue to add to these colorways. But at the moment, I have 11 flower colorways. So that's a really good selection of colors. And I've tried to sort of get all the different colors rather than just sticking to one sort of palette. So hopefully it's something that you really like. I also have some really exciting news to share. I've been accepted as a stall holder for the Big Wool Show this year, which is an online market and workshop event in September, 4th and 5th of September this year. It is an Australian-based event. It has lots of really great vendors. There'll be classes, there'll be interviews, I'm sure there'll be sheep pictures and video, and it'll just be a really great opportunity to have a real fibre community together, even if we are only online. So check out the website, put the dates in your diary, and make sure to check out the Big Wool Show because it will be a really great event. This week I'm wearing the Charleston Tee by Thea Coleman. I finished it in 2014 out of Fibre Naturally alpaca. It is beautifully soft and really, really warm. I did modify the pattern. I didn't choose to knit a hood. I've just done a collar instead. I will put a link to my project notes below. The back is quite a detailed cable and the front has these panels. As I said, I have done a lot of knitting this week. I think I spent the day after my vaccine pretty much knitting all day. It was a really good excuse to not do anything else, to be honest. And I've been completely monogamous. I've only worked on my flax this week. I'm really enjoying it and I'm loving how quickly it's knitting up. I have done both of the sleeves and I've started on the body. So here's sleeve number 1, sleeve number 2, and so far my little cropped body here. But already I've made some really good progress on that as well. So obviously I've tried it on, the sleeves are a great length. Now I just need to get that body going. I'm not sure how many more of the rows I'm going to need to do. I've put it on a cable so I can show you now. So I'll probably end up trying this on now as well to see where it's up to on my body. There's none of the garter paneling in the body section, so it's just round and round knitting. There's no shaping. So it's nice, easy knitting at this point. I should have plenty of yarn to get it done. I was a little worried as I was getting to the end of the second sleeve because I have all these small balls because I'd ripped the yarn out from another striping project. But now that I'm on the body, I'm sure that I have enough. I've got a couple of brand new balls that I haven't even broken into. So I do have enough to keep going for the whole jumper. As I've said before, this yarn is beautifully soft. It's Millpost Merino, the green, and I don't know the brand of the blue, but it is very similar in feel, and it's just so beautiful. At this rate, I'll be close to finishing it this week, especially since we're still in lockdown. Um, I don't know, I might slow down a little bit now because these rows are really quite long. They're not like the sleeve rounds. Um, and I do want to start my next project, the crossover cardi that I talked about last week. So I have the yarn sitting while I'm knitting. I can see it. I haven't balled it up yet because I don't want to be tempted to switch over to a new project. Well, that's it for another week. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you're enjoying these videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the farm. Bye.